Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Jack's How To. Today, I'm going to show you guys on PowerPoint tutorial. It's me Jack. I'm going to show you guys a tips on how to do a great PowerPoint presentations and how to avoid being silly or panic during a company presentation. One of the most important tools and tips that I want to share with you guys is the presenter view on PowerPoint. It was first introduced in PowerPoint 2010. I still remember it long time ago. However, it is further enhanced in PowerPoint version 2013 and subsequently version 2016, especially when paired with the Microsoft Windows such as Windows 10 and Windows 8. So, what's the deal about the presentation view? It's the presenter view. First of all, and most importantly, it lets us view your speaker's notes privately while delivering a presentation on multiple monitors. This gives us the ability to read or remember what we want to present without ever letting our audience see it. I find it very useful because in some cases, in previous version of Microsoft PowerPoint, I've seen users reading the notes while letting the audience see it. It makes them look silly and not well prepared. Or in other occasions, I see people using paper notes as their notes. However, this is not very convenient as I can see that looking for papers and flipping through papers during a presentation is not a good idea if you want to impress your boss. It also allows us to quickly edit our PowerPoint slides during the presentations if we happen to find or notice any mistakes that we have done without ever quitting the presentations, such that it creates a seamless experience for the audience. For example, if I wanted to edit any words during a presentation, in the past version of PowerPoint before 2010, I must quit the presentations. However, with the new presenter view since the Microsoft PowerPoint 2010, it is a lot easier for us to make changes to the slide while presenting it. So, let's take a look into the PowerPoint presenter view. In the presenter view windows, you will see something like a black color design with two slides. Your current slides, this here, and the next slide. First of all, I'm going to introduce you guys to some of the parts of the presenter view. On top, on the left top corner, there is show taskbar. This function is basically used to show the current taskbar of our display of our windows. Let's click at it. We'll show the Windows taskbar right now. The next setting is display settings. These settings let you swap between the presenter view and the slideshow view if you have two or more displays. Currently the view is grayed out because I'm recording on a single display. Later I will show you guys on applying it in dual display configuration. The third function is basically end slideshow, basically to end your slideshow. Now we take a look here. Here is basically the timing of your presentation. Basically, it shows you how long have you been start your presentations. Pause the timing and restart the timer. Now we are going to take a look at here, the bottom part of the left pane of presenter view. This function is basically a button for you to switch slides. For example, I click next. You will move to the next slide and next. You'll move to the next slides again. I'll move back by pressing this button and move forwards by pressing the forward play button. Alright. Then I will take a look here. This function is basically a laser and pen pointer views and pen tools. The laser pointers is useful in a sense that it will create a laser pointer on your presentation if you select this mode. So let's say, and the pan view is the functions. If you guys have a touchscreen display such as Microsoft Surface, you can basically annotate on the spot. Let me try out. Basically, all of these changes will be made on the spot on the presentation itself. We don't need to do anything. It will just apply itself. Next, we have the functions of highlighter. Again, after we apply this, it will show on the main PowerPoint display as well. So it can be highlighted to the audience right now. Eraser, basically to erase the changes that we made. And the arrow functions to show our arrow if you want to hide our arrow during a presentation. The next one, the button with a lot of squares, is basically a function for us to switch slides on the spot very quickly. For example, let me click on this. After we click on this, we have a few of the slides available for us to choose. Again, whatever changes that we make, it will appear on the main presentation view as well. The main presentation as well itself. So let's say I click on slide 5. On the presentation itself, it will change to slide 5. It's basically easier tools for us to change our view. Next one is the magnification tools. After we selected this, it will magnify the parts that we want to magnify on the main PowerPoint slides towards the audience. The next function is basically to show a black or unblind slideshows. Let's say once we click this, we'll see that the screen on display, basically this pane is what the audience sees, will become black. This is useful, for example, in the sense that let's say something bad has happened and something improper has been happened on the slide. We want to hide very quickly. We can just click these functions. We will just create a black screen to hide, so that it gives you time and chances to correct the mistake on the spot. On the 5th buttons, there is a few functions, some such as the options for different type of screens. When we click the back screen, if you choose this, you'll come out with a white screen towards the audience. Remember, here is the main screens that the audience sees, and we can select black screen, or we just go back to the slides and show the current slides. Some functions includes end shows, and I'm going to show you guys the main function of this presenter view, that is to help us during the time we want to present. For example, I'm going to show company profile slides next. Let's click on this. The audience will see this thing. Basically, it will see the company profile page, these slides. However, on the presenter view, we have the options to see the notes that we prepare without even letting the audience see it. So for example, if you want to read from the slides, it is easier for us to get the point, to remember when we want to give our presentation. Let's go through another slide. So let's say I've made a mistake. I named this thing wrongly. This new product supposed to be Mac 89, but I named it Mac 98 on the slides. What can we do on the spot without changing anything? There's a new functions here that is called in PowerPoint 2016 and 2013 that is called this in this presentation mode. That is the ability for us to make changes on the spot without letting the audience know it. Let's say, for example, in our case, we notice that there's something wrong with our slides. Actually, we want to name this thing the Cam 89, but we put the Mac 98 on the titles on the presentation slides itself. We want to change it on the spot. So how do we do it? Without letting the users know it, and we change it in the background. So basically we do it by just by pressing our Windows key, going here, clicking our PowerPoint slides, and we can just change it right now. The users will not notice it. And we can basically change it on the spot. And the changes will appear on the slide itself. Notice that the Mac 98 has been changed to Cam 98. So this function basically allows us to do stealth changes or last minute changes if we want to do it. If we need to do changes in last minute, but without disrupting the presentation itself. So after we made our changes, we just click save on our PowerPoint on our main slides and we'll save it. We can go back to the PowerPoint presenter view itself by just clicking minimize on the screen. So I'll give you guys another example. Again, this display here is basically what the audience sees right now. Let's say we made a mistake in one of our key management's name. Want to change it on the spot. Basically, what we need to do is just to minimize the presenter view, look for PowerPoint, and look for this. We will just edit it on the spot. Let's say you want to edit something such as net revenue, we put the wrong name. I want to make it net growth. We just type here. And we save it. Going back to presenter view. It shows on the spot. The audience did not see that we make some changes behind the scene. Gonna show you guys another example in case you guys didn't notice just now. Let's say I want to change the word here. I find that I make a mistake here. On the spot of the slides itself, we just click minimize. Go for this slide. Make changes. And the thing will appear on the PowerPoint slide itself. This is very useful in terms of, let's say, when you're presenting something to our boss, and our boss asks us to make changes on this, or our boss asks us to make changes on the slide. We can basically make the changes without showing to our boss that we quit the software and interrupt the flow of the presentation. Basically, that's all for today's tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys find it useful, please subscribe and like. for more videos like this. Thanks. Have a nice day.